Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Sheeza Mohsin, and today I'm talking about something that's very general but really pertains to our life because when we wake up in the morning, some of us are thinking about, okay, what do I need to do today? What do I need to accomplish today? Whereas sometimes the rest of us are thinking about, where am I going in life? What do I need to do? What's my purpose? Where am I failing? So today I want to focus on elements to think about when life isn't going as you think it should. When you are thinking about your life, I would love for you to give yourself permission to just maybe make a list of all the things you think are not going well in life. You're judging yourself probably about them already. So do a big dump. Make like this endless list of things that are sucking in life right now. It is a really important thing. And things to think about could be your career, if there are areas of improvement there, or you are not enjoying your job, you're not finding it meaningful. You might be looking at your money situation. That comes up a lot in terms of not having enough. Right now, we have such a glorifying culture in social media that a lot of the things that people post about also require money to invest in. So your money situation could be something you're thinking about. I just want you to make a list of things you are judging yourself for, where you feel like you're not doing enough, you are not feeling enough, you are not good enough in. An area that I hear a lot about where people feel they're judging themselves or feeling less than is in romantic relationships. Do you have a person? Do you not have a person? Are you happy in your married life? Are you considering exiting your marriage? Are you stressed because of some element that is going on in your relationship with your person, your significant other, your partner, your wife, your husband? Those are things you definitely want to put on that list. Then there are all these other lists. You might be struggling with friendships because, we are a culture where we choose friends that we want to spend time with. But a lot of times those friendships fatigue, whether it is because of overexposure, whether it is because you're hanging out too much with a friend and now the honeymoon stage is over and you've started noticing things about those friends that you don't enjoy. Why am I telling you to do this? I'm telling you to do this because I hear all the time in the therapy room, in my coaching spaces, that we are our worst critics. We're judging ourselves a lot more than anybody is. When you have gone to see a movie, or if you've gone to see even a live play and you think, oh my God, this was amazing. If you go and ask the actors or the producer or the director, they're going to give you a list of 20 things that you had no idea about that did not go right. Life is somewhat like that as well. There are many things we aspire to do and then they don't happen. Today, we're going to focus on when life doesn't go as planned and when you are judging the heck out of yourself. Welcome to Dil Ki Recipes on your favorite social media platform. Hi, I'm Dr. Sheeza Mohsin, executive coach, relationship expert, and your coach in this virtual space to support you and your Desi family in America. If you identify as being a person of color, a minority, and having some form of bicultural identity, a major goal of putting this information out is to help you realize you're not alone in this journey. If you identify as a Desi, with cultural roots in Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, and surrounding areas, trying to meet your life and relationship needs and desires while embracing some beautiful elements of your cultural heritage, Dil Ki Recipes is for you. If you don't identify as a Desi, but have a warm, loving, human being kind of disposition, and you want to better yourself, I think you'll find some good stuff in here as well. So let's go on with the show. Another area where I notice people judge themselves or have sensitivity over how things may be going is your health, physical health, emotional health, mental health. And while it is a very stigmatized area, the mental health component, I'll also tell you that some of you may be thinking too much in that space because we have the generations, the millennials, those of you who identify as Gen Zs, you have a lot of information on these things. There is something called information overload and analysis paralysis, and us psychoanalyzing the heck out of ourselves and our relationships. I am exposing you to all this chaos that you might already be feeling in your heart. And I'm inviting you to be kind to yourself. Try to just step away and now do another exercise of things that you are grateful for. It could be tiny little things. I'll tell you a simple thing that I'm grateful for most days in my life is in the morning, there's this 20 to 30 minutes that I spend by myself with my thoughts. I usually make a cup of chai. I love chai. And then I just sit and I look out of the window or the door where I can see outside, but I'm not really accessing it. I'm sitting there with my thoughts. And I feel so grateful that I have that time. I would invite you to make a crazy list, just like I told you to make a crazy list of things that are not working, of things that are working, but you may not be noticing that. So, for example, if you're able-bodied and you are able to do things on your own, that's something pretty amazing that's working for you. If you are employed, if you have an income coming, amazing thing to be grateful for. If you have a couple of people you can call to shoot the breeze or hang out with, or even more so if you have someone you can actually talk to about some vulnerable things, pretty awesome. If you have friends of the gender opposite to you that may or may not be very cool, but totally cool enough to hang out with, that's something to be grateful for. If you have possibilities in romantic relationships, that could become something. That's something to be grateful for. So I would love for you to do the tiniest analysis of things going right in life. You know, a lot of times what happens is that we get exposed to what is called the best practice and benchmark culture. Well, this is how it should be. I should be happily married with 3 children, preferably one at least of each gender, and doing things this way and in a home that way. My career should be this way. I should have this much money in my bank. My health and fitness should look this way. All of this best practice milestone is great to think about, but puts a lot of pressure on you. So what I would love for you to develop with me or start developing with me in this space is what is called distress tolerance and being completely okay with not doing things well. So I want you to make a list of things you don't do well and you're okay with it. It could be lots of things that you don't do well. You know, unfortunately, what happens is for those of us who come from competing family cultures, from a lot of pressure that's put on us for performance, keep thinking that we have to be great at everything. In general, and this is perspective coming from someone who's lived a little bit in this world, you can be good at a few things. And the most important thing is to not take life so seriously. What we talk about, if you think about growing up, when we're in elementary school, we're wild with our dreams and nobody stops us. We want to be a nail salon artist or a fireman or a policeman or a garbage picker-upper. And nobody says that, no, you shouldn't do this. It does or does not make that much money. A lot of us will say we want to be doctors and bankers and lawyers and all kinds of things we play around with. And as we grow up, those things start becoming very serious. So if you are pursuing something and it doesn't happen, there is this shame that absolutely overtakes us. And what we forget is this was just an idea. This was not a contract you signed about assurances that you're going to be successful in this career path. For those of you it's worked out for, great. For those of you it hasn't, there's always Plan B, Plan C, and so many things that you could do with life. So when we don't intensify and hyper-focus on one thing, then we are a lot more graceful and acknowledging of other things happening other ways. It's okay. You could have a career pursuit of a very aggressive career, and then when reality hit, you realize, I don't know if I want to do that. That's okay. I would love for you to be kind to yourself and make these 3 lists. Things that are not going well. The second one, things that I'm grateful for. And the third one, things that I'm a work in progress in. Because that's when you are comfortable othering that goal and not taking it personally. You're saying, hey, you know what? I'm not very good at cooking right now. It's something I want to be good at, but that doesn't mean you are a loser. You don't know how to do this. You are not good enough. It's just something you don't know how to do well right now. For example, I enjoy taking dance classes. And usually when I start in any one of them, I am doing pretty badly. I'm trying to find corners in the room where nobody can see me. I'm trying to make sure that I am in spaces where I get partnered with people who are kind of sucking like me, so I don't feel as conscious. And then as I get into the groove and then as I stop judging myself, I'm actually realizing that yes, I am sucking at it, but I'm having so much fun because I'm not judging myself. So when you take that judgment out of your life to some degree, then you're also creating a space for freedom and play and having fun and not making everything about an experience. So for example, for those of you I see are fantastic in your social media accounts, your pictures are amazing. Sometimes there's this hyper focus on taking the picture instead of experiencing the moment. You don't have to be a perfectionist. You just have to show up, be real, be grounded, and enjoy the moment. Be present in there. And don't judge yourself. Be kind to yourself. Say, hey, that kind of sucked. I'm not very good at that. When you start normalizing, reporting mediocrity, life becomes very easy. Because yes, do you absolutely not have to be exceptional at anything? That's not true. But you have to be picky on the 1, 2, or 3 things you choose to be exceptional at. You can't push yourself to be exceptional at everything at the same time. The other thing I'd invite you to think about is failing at things is actually a part of life's journey. You do some things well, you don't do some things well, and it's okay. We have to normalize it in this culture of glorification, in this culture of best practices. You know, when I talk to people that I feel are so happy, content with their life, they are okay with things as they are. They accept things as they are. How beautiful is that? So try it. Yes, today you did not wear the best clothes, did not have the best workout, did not start your day off with all your vitamin supplements or the healthy water that you drink, but it turned out pretty okay. It's fine. Managing those expectations and not wanting perfection all the time will really help you get through your days, get through your weeks, and get through life. The 2 or 3 things you definitely want to focus on is trying to be a good person. And on that note, the one thing I would invite you to be mindful of is the kinds of people you surround yourself with. Be picky there. I'm not telling you to let go of all your friendships and your relationships, but manage toxicity in your life. Notice that people who are more critical of you, people who make you feel less than, people who bring angst in your life, maybe people you need to spend less time with. And I'm saying less time because I'm not a fan of the cancel culture that we have been encouraging, because that means you are expecting people in your life to show up perfect as well. And there's no such thing as that. We have to accept ourselves and each other with imperfections. So just keeping an eye on that and knowing how different people and their energy affects you will have a huge impact on how you live your life. Another thing that I would recommend you do is do one tiny thing every day, even if it is for 5 minutes, as part of your self-care ritual. So if self-care means just sitting in quiet for 10 minutes and having a cup of tea or listening to music or reading a book, do that. Because that's when you're going to notice yourself and have no expectation from yourself. Very important. Also, remember that you are enough and okay as you are today. Totally fine. A lot of times, the judgment and the criticism is coming from our minds, where we are programming ourselves to think that we have to be this perfect version of ourselves. If you accept yourself as a work in progress, then life is free. Yeah, I developed a little bit today, but I did not develop at all yesterday. It was pretty bad. It's okay to own it. I hope you have a lovely day. Be kind to yourself. Take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you soon. Please remember to keep listening and watching as part of your weekly self-care and learning ritual. You know there are lots of commonalities in our lives, relationships, in our joys and struggles. And my hope is that this material will help you expand your perspective, give you some clarity on how to think about things, and ultimately make you feel better and sorted about your life and relationships. Hope you have a fulfilling and wholesome day.